Yeah, I know. I just seem so cynical this episode, and I apologize. But it's really just been my experience in this country. I should not fear the people I'm literally paying that I don't have a fucking choice to pay, but they can kill me and people who look like me and claim that the self-defense and get away with the fucking shit. Mm-hmm. I get angry when I think about police officers. And the fact that we can't even talk about police reform, it scares me because nothing is going to change that.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So that's going back to our conversation of this. Well, my point being that this Juneteenth thing was just for show, because police reform isn't even a conversation, because reparations aren't even a conversation. These are issues actually affecting Black people because equity in education isn't even being considered. Who the fuck even is Joe Biden's educational elect? Anybody know? No. Who is his educational chair? I'm sorry. Never mind. I'm gonna go over here. y'all say something else. Talk about something else for a second. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Press Restart, the #1 podcast on the interwebs. We are in person, some of us, a couple of us.
Hey, yo.
And I think we got a really great show. We're gonna be talking about some real shit in America. And yeah, see if it applies to your life, and maybe we can have a productive conversation about it in the comments below. But let me go ahead and introduce my panel. Where would I be without my co-hosts? In person in the Mountain City, we got the show Antichrist, the show villain.
Antichrist.
Hey, man. Maybe I went to. I let it. All right, never mind. But the man.
Antagonist.
There we go. Clay, how you feeling?
Call me the fucking Antichrist.
Call you the Antichrist.
I'm good.
Bro, do you know the level of power the Antichrist has, bro?
I don't want none of it. What the fuck?
I just gave him a compliment.
I don't want none of that shit.
But no, good to have you here in person, my boy. Also, somebody we spent some time with last night, Marco, my cousin. How you feeling, dude?
Sick from last night when we were kicking it with each other. Clay was probably the more sober one out of all of us. So
he kept saying no.
You want me to function or you want me to be sloppy?
Be sloppy.
I mean, I don't know. So
I'm gonna look like the fucking village fool.
And yeah. It was fun. Anyway, we'll talk. We'll talk about it. But first, we gotta get through the rest. My boys, Shaheem and Daniel. How y'all feeling?
Hey.
Shaheem, welcome back.
What's up, bro?
This dude is high as hell.
I am.
For our audience,
oh my goodness.
Give him some slack. He is very relaxed at this time, just like you should be wherever you are watching this. We love you. Thank you for the support. Daniel, boy, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. It's the weekend, so that's always a good feeling.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Man, speaking of the weekend, tomorrow is June 19th. And that's a large part of our conversation for this episode. We're actually going to be talking about Juneteenth, being Black in America, and then being Black in the video game industry or things related to that industry. A lot of us are game heads and have tried to open up some doors in a different career field. So we're going to talk about that. But before that, let's drop a little bit of history. For those who are unaware, Juneteenth is technically just a commemorative day, which just recently became a federal holiday like 2 days ago or some shit. It was actually a commemorative event because of a small group of slaves that was living in Texas. They were let know, or they found out, they were told on June 19th, 1865, that they were then free people. However, Abraham Lincoln had signed the Emancipation Proclamation declaring them free. 2 years prior to that, the House and Senate had declared them free thanks to the 13th Amendment. A year prior to that. But slave owners still did what they wanted to fucking do. And, eventually it just was passed out. So today, that's why June 19th is celebrated. And I'm actually kind of glad that it's getting a little bit more spotlight. But I'm going to talk about my feelings on it a little bit later. Let's go around the table. What do y'all think about Juneteenth? Have you guys even heard of it before these last 2 years? When did you hear about it? Just what do you think about Juneteenth? I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to Clay since he's right here.
The crazy part is, it was like around this time, actually this time last year, I was talking to a good personal friend of mine named Rachel, and she was.
Bye, have a beautiful time.
Have a beautiful time. Anyway, we're gonna continue. So, so around this time, this exact time, I was talking to a personal friend named Rachel, and it hadn't occurred to me the importance of Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew it was in history, but I hadn't really followed it heavily. And so she was asking me, "What are you gonna do for Juneteenth?" And I basically said the same thing I've been doing every day, working, coming home, going to sleep, playing a little video game. She's like, it's June 19th, right? Like, what are you going to be? That's supposed to be the time where you with your family. I'm like, ain't nobody told me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know about that shit.
Right.
But I still remember the significance in that. But since then, I did a little research on it, and I started to actually think about the importance of it, you know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. Because like I said, it wasn't a priority in my life. But Juneteenth basically just it reminds us of where we come from, and it basically just inspires us to think about what we can do in the future. You know what I'm saying? What more we can do in the future, and like think about the places we want to go in life. So with it now being a federal holiday as well, I think it's even more important, that people understand this day. So or tomorrow.
That's real. As to not taint Clay's response, I want to ask Marco what you think about it before I give my retort. Shaheem, Daniel, welcome back. Y'all.
Thank you. Hold on.
Had some technical difficulties. What's going on here? I'm so.
Yeah, this gonna be.
Okay. For me, for Juneteenth, I think it's ridiculous that like we just like now are getting it as a federal holiday. This has been around for ages and centuries. It's funny that we have like the 4th of fucking July, the Independence Day for them, but then we don't have like technically our Independence Day for like Black people, the slaves, and like all the other stuff like on June 19th. Exactly. That should have been federalized like right then and from the get-go. And I do know, like, I'm well aware of like what Juneteenth is and stuff like that too. It actually happened to be specific in Galveston, where I was like about 2-3 weeks ago and stuff like that. So to like be there and to be like a part of like all of that, like it's it was cool to like be in like that side of like the country almost, and to like be a part of like that space where it actually like happened, right?
Yeah,
so,
nearby, yeah.
Um,
So, did you feel any, like, was it even what do you mean like you felt it then? I was trying to think of an elegant way to ask, but I'm curious because I know Texas does not actively teach these types of subjects in their
Right.
schools.
yeah,
I mean, damn near nobody does.
yeah.
Did you learn about Juneteenth in school? Right. No, you said you found out last year from a chick. Marco, did you learn about it in school? Or was it
No.
something that your parents or you found out through media on your own?
I had to find that out on my own. I never learned that in school. I learned it in college, I'd say.
And that's the talking point that I wanted to hit on when Clay mentioned that. It wasn't a priority to him or a lot of us in this damn country because it wasn't made a priority educationally.
Yeah.
So much of Black history is just swept under the rug,
Yeah.
or damn near romanticized in a way.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, and I wholeheartedly wish I had the bravery to speak up. But Leslie Cochran, you remember her?
Yeah.
She was the head of this like teaching teachers, right? So she's teaching 100 teachers who's about to go off and teach thousands of students. This bitch, it passes off, and I'm sorry for all my ladies. I don't use that word lightly. I mean it though. This bitch passes off the rhetoric that the Civil War was never ever even fought over slavery. It was about states' rights. You remember she emphasized that, Marco?
Yeah,
I do that. She said that twice in class, 2 different days throughout the summer. One was actually very close to Juneteenth. And I was so infuriated. But I just didn't have the courage to speak up. And it's just that type of ignorance that now that was taught and instilled in a whole bunch of other people who maybe slavery wasn't an issue. It's just, I don't know. It really pisses me off because they don't realize all the trickle-down effects in the systems that were put into place after slavery, such as the police system, how we buy houses and things like that. How we get loans, farmers even. That's why President Biden just passed that new law, or not law, but bill to provide aid for Black farmers specifically. Because historically, these motherfuckers were literally blacklisted by the FDA. Like they could not get a loan. And when they did get a loan, it was too little too late at a 20% higher interest rate than the white counterparts. Just things like that throughout the history of this country is the inspiration of this episode. And I realize that we all might be going off on a little bit of tangents. But I think the conversation is something that needs to be had.
100%.
Yeah. So Marco, as an educator, have you thought about, now that it's a federal holiday, you won't get any flack. Have you thought about bringing this to the schools? I know you're not in the classroom anymore, but you're a coach, no? Essentially.
Yeah. Essentially, the second job that I have is like coaching like other like teachers, like aspiring like teachers. So I do plan to make sure that like they are like delivering culturally relevant like practices, such as like the fact that like we got Juneteenth coming up and we need to like bring a little bit like more into like their curriculums and stuff like that are practically white driven. You got some of like, and I don't want to go off on a tangent, but you brought up something like really earlier about how this is neglected in education. But I have a beautiful time. This is neglected like within like education and stuff. And so like we were taught that Christopher Columbus like did all like this other shit, right? Exactly. And like a lot of people forget that like he enslaved people, he raped like those women that were like on that island, and among like other things, and people praise this man like on this. And I'm like, excuse me.
He was given a holiday quicker than this than the freedom of slaves.
Yeah. So it's ridiculous like how whitewashed history is, and how like that's pushed all to the forefront, and everything that we have like for Black history is like only really talked about a month throughout the year.
And basically the shortest barely, not even then.
Yeah.
And I told you guys this off the air, but for those in the audience, I taught at a Catholic school this past school year. And not even throwing shade at her professionally, this lady thought it was appropriate to teach about tribes in Africa during Black History Month, rather than actually going into the oppressive recent history and relevant material that these kids could be learning from about things in this fucking country that literally happened, and that, you know, being in Boulder, that some of their ancestors were a part of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's hard being a teacher to white kids, because like their parents are so scared I'm not even sure why they're scared to lose power, position, status, to know the truth. That's why this whole critical race theory thing is coming up in conversations and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Banning conversations of actual facts that happened in history in the classrooms because it makes white people uncomfortable. It makes them feel like, it's crazy.
It's like, why are you feeling guilty about something people did 20 years ago? Did you do it? No.
Did you have a time machine?
Right.
Did you help your grandfather make
right? Did you help him?
But my thing is too is like let y'all, and I mean like y'all, the white people in the audience, sit in this uncomfortability, because all three of these gentlemen that are in here, like we live with this uncomfortability every day. So it is what it is.
So yeah, before y'all got really interrupted by Bill Gates and the internet, we were talking about how we felt about Juneteenth and where we really learned about it. Do y'all got any anecdotes about it?
I learned about it like 3 years ago. Like my mom had told me, and I was definitely like, huh. You know, like I feel like I should have knew about this a little well, not a little, like a lot sooner type shit. Like, yeah, it's definitely neglected, I'd say. Definitely a neglected subject.
Yeah, I think we all agree that it's neglected and not taught enough. I didn't know until last year, actually, and I found out from watching this show called Blackish, and their Juneteenth episode is how I learned about it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shout out to King and Barris, by the way. I do appreciate that show and the issues they try to approach on it. I don't think that he should be making that show Latin-ish, though. I think that's a little silly. Let somebody else do that. But yeah. Anyway, we was Latin-ish.
Latin-ish.
Yeah. So that's the crux of the conversation there, in that we were all failed in our education, I feel like. And I just kind of think about other areas in which race, I think that's the cause of that being the way that it is, you know, racist. White people, and I don't say that disparagingly. I say that just truthfully, like white people historically and currently are most of the people in power, right? And they are the ones who write the textbooks.
Yeah.
They're the ones who white out their sins as well.
Yeah.
So, like the Tulsa murder or the Tulsa city burning. Yeah. I found out about that only recently, like 2 years ago or something. Whenever Watchmen came out, and I had to do my own research after that first episode. And then Lovecraft Country touched on it as well for a new audience. It sucks that we have to have these people, these Black creatives, bring out history for people when we should have been learning this type of thing. And it's exactly why I think we have a lot of the issues that we do today. So that whole intro was to talk about now that Juneteenth is a holiday, how do y'all feel about that? Is it too little too late? Is it a good thing? Is it never too late? Like what y'all feel?
Wait,
it's a federal holiday, which means like no banks, no school. Well, schools typically are closed in June, but like no city hall shit, no post office thing. Yeah, all of that. So yeah, what were you saying, Daniel? I'm sorry.
I was saying it's never too late, but I mean it's a good start. You know, you got to start somewhere, and that's pretty big to get it this quickly a federal holiday. Like, I think that's a pretty big win.
Yeah, I can see where that's coming from. Shaheen, Marco, how y'all feeling?
Like I said, I think it's ridiculous that like we're just now getting it as a federal holiday when like it should have been a federal holiday when that bill was passed in Galveston. Like that should have been like made that day anyway. But it is what it is. Like I do agree with Daniel. Like it's a win, but it does feel like it's too little, too late now for me.
Yeah,
understandable. I definitely think it's a good thing because it brings like a lot of acknowledgement to it somewhat. Like I bet it's a bunch of people just now learning about the holiday like 2 days ago. And, I said, like, hopefully they going like, wow, that's fucked up that they would hold them back for like 2-3 years. Like, yeah. Definitely something that should be looked at. Like, shit.
Hell yeah.
I think it's actually really good. Because I think it directly promotes that saying, be the change you want to see in the future. So and I say it directly correlates with that because it's kind of like exactly what Daniel said. For lack of better words, it's never too late, So now that it is a federal thing, that though it's more publicized now. You know what I'm saying? Why are we off today? Oh, because of Juneteenth. Let me be more inclined to tell them why we're off this day. So yeah.
I can see that, and I appreciate y'all being hopeful about it. But at the same time, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't know what the fuck Labor Day is, and it's a federal holiday. So I think that it can be an excuse for people. I think that this was a very empty gesture. Along with Juneteenth, 2 years before that, in the Emancipation Proclamation, this motherfucker promised all freed slaves 40 acres and a mule that we never saw.
Yep.
Reparations is a problem that can be solved today. That should be solved today. It's just it's an empty victory to me. It's something to, I don't know, to maybe inspire hope, but like it really just seems really hollow to me. Like I don't know. I want to be grateful. I do think that it can open the doors to bring more truthful Black education and realize that Black education is American education. and we need to stop separating that shit as Black history and American history. I think it can open the door for that, but maybe I'm just a cynic. I don't trust this country, and
I mean, rightfully so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess moving on from that, when did y'all realize that your skin color was a limiting factor in your life? And for our audience to, if you don't understand that that's a reality, I'm gonna need you to do a reality check through yourself, because you can't deny people's experiences. You can't deny the things that we've actually seen, the video footage that we've seen, the practices that are currently in play that prevent Black and brown people from buying homes in certain areas because they can't get a loan for it, or being sent in a cycle of jail, deported for shit that they didn't do, or I'm sorry, I'm ranting. The question. What did I say? When did y'all realize you was Black? Yeah. So what? When did you realize?
1992.
1992. Yeah, just anecdotes. Let's talk about it. Story time. I don't want to go first.
You know, the more I try to like honestly think about a situation that's held me back, like I can't really think of a situation like that personally happened to me type shit, like somebody actually getting in my face or, you know, altercation type situation. But I feel like I've always known it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the more I'm thinking about this shit, the more I'm like, damn, like, I'm trying to go further back, and I'm like, it's damn near common sense. Like, you know? Shit.
That's what I was trying to explain before the segment, in that you can't deny people's experiences. People definitely have bias, and whether, like, you're lucky. I would consider you fortunate that nothing has blatantly showed you.
I agree, yeah. No bullshit.
But it is something that it's always in the back of our minds as Black men in America. Is this happening to me because this person doesn't give a fuck about the way I look? Because, you know,
don't give a fuck
that's
about
real.
Because of the way you look, right?
Yeah.
As far as situations go, I used to have this one manager when I used to work back in Cintas. I was an assistant SSR. My starting pay was $14 an hour, and I was like, and I didn't know what the job was about. I didn't know what it entailed really. Besides what I read about it, it's just I'm assisting, picking up laundry and dropping it off. Little did I know that was like super hard manual like labor, like picking up heavy, wet, soaked towels and heavy rugs and taking them back and forth through downtown buildings, you know what I'm saying, and bringing them all the way down, hella Starbucks, they smelly, all of that. I was assisting with bringing that back and forth through buildings and taking it on a truck and back to the facility. And so I was like, yeah, no, I need to be making more, you know? And so I brought it up to the people and they just compensated me. They were like, they told me no. And then they put me on a route with the manager who I think was very racist towards me. He was like, so we increased your pay by $1. I was like, hooray, $15 an hour for slave work. You know what I'm saying? And so he was like, okay, so you're looking to make more money, right? So you then want to move up in the company. I'm like, yeah. He's like, so you want to be at SSR? He gave me this pamphlet, this book. He tossed it on my lap. He's like, read that out loud.
You bastard.
Me being naive, I read it out loud because I wanted to keep my job as my manager. And so it further got bad. It got worse. We went to this like massage parlor picking up their rugs, and you normally put them in the cart and wheel them to the truck. The truck was some way away. you know, because parking, you know, gets hectic at certain times. So we parked some ways forward, and he took the cart and left me with like 5 mats. Heavy ass, them long ass, you gotta roll them up. And the weather mats, those mats that you see in like in stores, like he left them bitches for me to carry back to the truck. I'm like, bro,
Hell,
like,
ayúdame, man.
seriously? You know, so like those are the most significant memories, I think, because I feel like it was low-key racist, like he was just above me and just upset. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That was my
Yeah, a lot of I'm sure our stories of racism can be from people of positions of power, you know, because that's easy, right? People just want to flex. I feel like, but yeah, I'm not trying to shorten your story at all.
No, it's no downplay.
Yeah, it's not downplaying it at all. That shit definitely has a mental toll after a while, in the way that, just like how we view ourselves in a way. I'm sure, like, yeah, you start to think, right? Can I read? Am I competent? Can I do this position? Like, yeah, that shit. You should never start doubting yourself because somebody else plant that seed because of shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marco, you got any anecdotes that you can share with us?
I deal with it every day in education.
Yeah.
Especially like now being like a Black man in this like position of power, quote unquote. It's frustrating to like give feedback to my white coworkers about what I feel would be beneficial for students, because education is bigger than us. But to like be outright told no by like my white coworkers, particularly like teachers who are struggling with like our Black and brown kids, to like not take my feedback that I'm just trying to like do and like help them out with, is frustrating, because it makes me feel like, oh, well, let this have been like the person that's over me, this white lady that's like over me, that's the assistant principal of culture. Had she given you that same feedback, your tone, you'd probably take up a different tone with her. And then they have the nerve to like tell me or like give me feedback saying, oh, well, we don't know anything about Marco. Marco needs to open up a bit more, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, you wonder why I don't fucking open up to you. It's because
you don't listen. You don't take my opinion professionally.
Right.
Yeah.
If you can't like take a professional opinion, oh yeah, we don't know him. He doesn't really come out like that. Oh, well, you wonder why. Because I don't want to be bothered with y'all asses. And then like we preach and pray and like talk about like how we want our school to be anti-racist. Right. And when it's time to do anti-racist ass work, people get uncomfortable, or people like hate being challenged, because that's that white guilt that's coming up, and then they feel backed into a corner.
I want to talk about that real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So there's a difference between white guilt and white sympathy.
Okay.
Guilt implies that you feel like of course the situation is wrong and you feel as if you want to help correct it. Right. Sympathy, you go like, oh, womp womp. That's more so what we run into with these white people, and that's sympathy. Yeah. They try to understand the situation, and that's why George Floyd picked up so much momentum, and then 2 months later, the Black Lives Matter movement was literally supported by 14% of white people, or some ridiculously low statistic that I just watched on the Tonight Show. Anyway, yeah, white guilt versus white sympathy. Marco, you brought up a really good point in education. I mean, just not even education, but in the professional world. corporate life, Black people have to show so much more competency or capability for you to even be trusted to give an opinion. And it sucks that you have to deal with that and deal with that currently. It's just, I don't even know what a solution is aside from having these types of conversations. But even then, these motherfuckers gonna tune out before they have like the reflections, you know?
If I don't feel like, and this will be the last thing that like I say, if I don't feel safe in like my workplace, because we already as Black men on this call, we already have to live uncomfortably every day. And I'm not trying to like be uncomfortable at like a job that like I love being around like my kids and stuff like that. But the fact that I don't feel safe at work is a problem. If I don't feel safe, then that's going to translate to like the kids not feeling safe.
Right.
So that's all I have to say like on that situation.
And in schools, kids definitely pick up on them social cues between staff.
100%.
Being an educator for the last 6 years now, I can definitely say that wholeheartedly. Yeah, my brush more so comes from the police. My first instance with the police, when I was pulled over I was speeding, I ain't gonna stunt, but I was literally late for finals. I was going to high school in my 2003 Pontiac Grand Am, old ass car, driving through Evergreen Park. And my auntie actually drove past me that day, Auntie Kim. She drove past and dropped her daughter off. She honked, did not stop to check to see if I was okay. And I wish she did, because that cop, I wasn't pulled out of my car, but I did fear for my life, because he approached me, and as I reached for my wallet, which I should have already had in my hand, as my father taught me, he reached for his motherfucking pistol. And I just stopped moving. I still get a very deep fear when I see police lights, when I see the cars. I get angry when I see police officers. My uncle is a proud police officer, and I damn near can't even talk to him about his profession because I don't respect what he does. I think I can confidently say I fucking hate the police.
So you think all cops are bad?
I think the police do not deter crime at all. They don't. They don't solve crimes. And the crimes that they do solve are the ones that are relevant to them more than likely. And by them, I mean whoever the majority is. Yeah, I know. I just seem so cynical this episode, and I apologize. But it's really just been my experience in this country. I should not fear the people I'm literally paying, that I don't have a fucking choice to pay, but they can kill me and people who look like me and claim that they're self-defense and get away with the fucking shit. I get angry when I think about police officers. And the fact that we can't even talk about police reform, it scares me, because nothing is going to change that.
Right.
So that's going back to our conversation of this. Well, my point being that this Juneteenth thing was just for show, because police reform isn't even a conversation, because reparations aren't even a conversation. These are issues actually affecting Black people, because equity in education isn't even being considered. Who the fuck even is Joe Biden's educational elect? Anybody know? No. Who is his educational chair? I'm sorry. Never mind. I'm gonna go over here. y'all say something else. Talk about something else for a second.
All right. How about we change the topic to how you guys feel about black characters in video games? You know, like characters of color, minorities. No, just characters of color.
I want them to actually be black
in video games.
I was just about to say they never do them right. So
I would like to say this. Although,
oh no, Grand Theft Auto 5,
Franklin,
they did them right because they had convicts act out Lamar and them, and it was real good.
that was great. But I'm talking about the MMO market. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that they're made in Japan, China, Korea, wherever they're made. But I think they should at least understand how black hair looks, because you can give me a color palette of skin all you want, and it can perfectly match my skin. But your hairstyles never perfectly match my skin. You see what I'm saying? We black dudes don't have bobs. Like, we black dudes don't have bowl cuts. We black dudes aren't all bald. We
but even then, you still gotta give it up to GTA in that aspect for the online. When you create your character, that's a MMORPG, and they did hairstyles good for black.
Right, but I'm mainly talking about the Japanese, Chinese, and Korean market.
Yeah, but of course the Asian market's not gonna get it right for black people.
I agree. Just on that note, I don't think that it's a cop-out in a way to me to say that well, you can create your character. You know what I'm saying? That's I don't know. We need characters that actually show more similar to your bringing up Franklin, that show actual,
black
characteristics, exactly, a culture that comes out, and it's not in a fucking stereotypical way like the Afro dude from Final Fantasy that everybody like to bring up.
Yeah, Baron.
Yeah, man, we need some actual RPGs, not just MMOs. Fighting games, even black people are just stereotypes as grapplers or a boxer. That's it. Yeah. And that's why ain't none of them coming to Smash. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, as a black gamer, and I talked about that when we talked about The Last of Us, I just get really tired of not being represented on screen.
They never do it right.
I feel like correctly at that. And I don't know. I think our counterparts always can safely say, well, I don't care about that stuff. I don't think about that stuff. And it's because they never fucking had to. Right. You literally have existed throughout the entirety of game's existence and only saw yourself in all of these characters, from Mario to I can't think of nobody else on the spot. But yeah, that's just my thoughts.
But like the thing, so like it's twofold for me. So like when you guys brought up like Japan and like all like those other places too, I love My Hero a lot. But Carl and Clayton, you guys can like agree on this too. Like, remember Rock Lock? And like My Hero, the hero and stuff like that, the black hero.
The one that can talk to the.
He's got fucking he can
like lock shit in position.
Yeah. Oh, the dude from the
he got like locks in his lock earring.
Yeah, he has a lock earring.
He was like angry though at the table with the kids.
Black angry man.
Like he was angry at the
right. Black, and then like he has big ass lips, right? And then like his kid doesn't even
look like a
baby. It looks just like a small version of like him. These big ass lips.
I thought it was
say that again.
It came out white.
No,
white woman, right?
Black baby.
It came out just like him. Yeah.
Oh, it came out.
I think I remember that. Okay. It was like very brief. It was very brief.
Yeah, but like.
Oh yeah, he did have a big lip.
Like a little baby.
I remember he had the fro. He was sitting there like
right, yeah, looking like that, like, and then like as if black men, we look angry all the time and stuff like that too. Like, it's very stereotypical for sure. And you said it earlier for Barrett from Final Fantasy, stereotypical as shit. Like, what's it called? Like talks like slang the entire time and stuff. As it
Y'all's
like,
running from the master. I mean,
I just can't. But here's my thing too. I thought Spider-Man Miles Morales did really well with like the representation of like the black culture and like the neighborhood cultures
and Puerto Rican culture.
Right. Like they did that really well, like representing Harlem and like having a black villain in the Tinkerer. That's like really cool. That was really dope to see.
Right.
And then like, you know, us trying to protect our neighborhood from the corporate white man overlord, right?
Right.
So I thought that was
still talking about the game or real life.
The game, yeah.
Because you sounded really
I protected my neighborhood from the white man overlord. But.
I thought you were talking about police for a second. But speaking of black video game characters, historically, Wesker has been white. Did y'all see in the live action movie? Old boy is playing Wesker. The dude, I can't think of his name right now, but he has such a distinct voice. He plays Buddy on
Lance
Zavala. He plays Zavala on Destiny.
Whether
we wanted it or not, that dude. He's gonna be Wesker. He has a great voice, but people are going in because, of course, Wesker is white and blonde. You know, and this is a black bald dude. So, what do y'all think about that when they recast characters and different? Or that too, but they recast characters as different skin tones than what the original looked like. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it happens the reverse way, where black characters are whitewashed.
Right.
I don't like that. I say
you don't like Buddy playing Wesker.
I don't like it. Period. Like I say, keep it the way it was. Like if the writer wrote those characters to be a certain, you know, race or something, come from a certain place, then let them be that. Like, I don't see why you have to change those things. And the same goes for, you know, when they do their interpretations of history. Like I know everybody's seen those old Cleopatra movies, and Cleopatra always white as hell and shit.
Right. That just said that the Egyptian movies always whitewashed.
No reason.
How y'all in Africa with the skin tone so pasty? What's going on? But just for the audience, I'm gonna share my screen real quick. It's Lance Reddick gonna be playing.
Zabuda.
Wesker.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I really think it's just because of his voice. He does do,
but it doesn't.
Really good.
It don't fit Wesker.
He does do good voice acting work. Do you remember Quantum Break?
I didn't play it. I'm sorry.
Wow. Ain't he an Xbox ambassador? Hold on, dude.
No, I'm a Microsoft ambassador. Because I'm a PC ambassador.
Are you calling Microsoft?
I was calling Xbox.
Head of Xbox feels
Just because he's sharing.
I'd like to say he has that same face. I'd like to say. I'm sorry. We getting off of him. Okay.
Yeah, my bad, audience. I'm so sorry. Anyway,
world premiere.
Exclusive.
J1 edition.
Yeah. Definitely got off topic. I don't even know where to go from here, to be honest with y'all.
Look, honestly, for people on Juneteenth, I encourage everybody to binge watch Boondocks if you ain't never seen it. If you ain't never seen the Boondocks, if you can, I think it's on Prime Video.
It's on Hulu too.
Bro, get all the seasons and watch it. You will have a blast. I knew a person who never seen Boondocks, and we're 6 episodes left until the end of season 4, which is the last season. Man, she literally says every time, this is actually the best show ever, has the greatest writing of all time.
Yeah. It's quite literally one of the best cartoons of all time.
It's so good.
It's really good.
I'm just gonna
from the animation, the writing, the jokes,
top
the voice
tier.
acting.
That shit's hilarious.
Uncle Ruckus, oh my god.
No, he's pretty controversial.
He's very controversial.
Uncle Ruckus.
I hate Uncle Ruckus. And they do a very good job at making you hate that character.
Yeah.
So,
but no, Clay brought up a really good topic for our lad. Let's just go ahead and end out the show with that. Do y'all have plans for Juneteenth? Or if not, what's a tradition that you think would be appropriate for today? That's a good question. Y'all ask like, damn, I don't know.
I was gonna say, because I like what Clayton said about a show he will recommend for people to binge during Juneteenth.
Yeah,
and like three shows that, 2 shows that I will recommend. One, again, Clayton with Boondocks, but the other, the Chappelle Show. Like, it's just beautiful. And then especially if you're watching it with somebody who's never seen it before, it's like I don't think I've had like better laughs in my life.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle is a special dude.
Hilarious.
And then it was at that time when we was like in high school, so you go to school and y'all talking about the little skits and
yeah.
What? Does Wayne Brady need to slap a bitch? Yeah, no, that shit was iconic. You said 3 shows though, right? Yeah, come on, bro. What's up?
No. Well, actually, you know what? I'll give you the third one. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Now, I know we all know this, but, you know, younger people, they might not know this right now. Yeah. But that show was iconic, and touching on the earlier subject of how y'all was saying it's a shame that we need Black people to touch on subjects in order for it to become relevant and, you know, known amongst us. That was one of those shows when I was growing up that touched on things and made me relevant to things.
Right.
And they did a good job of doing that. And Will Smith always goated to me for that show.
Yeah. That's a good recommendation. I fuck with that. I'm gonna recommend something different for the day. So just going on the same list, watch Black Lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that show definitely deserves. I don't think it gets the viewership just simply because it's a Black hero. And I know that's contradicting Black Panther, but that movie was just phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Black Panther was perfect. Literally a perfect movie to me. But Black Lightning is not a perfect show, but it's really good. And I think it definitely showcases just wholesome Black family moments, you know? And I think TV definitely needs more of that. So I would recommend that.
They'll need to watch Black Lightning. For you CW viewers and stuff like that are following the Arrowverse, you need to watch it anyway, because
aren't they coming in together?
Yeah, they're all culminating and they're all like connected with each other, especially like after Crisis on Infinite Earths and stuff like that.
And you know what was really fucked up though? When Black Lightning first started, CW said that's not even in the same universe as ours because they didn't trust it. They didn't trust the quality of that the show was gonna have. They didn't trust that the viewership was gonna be there. Yeah, man, it's just a lot of hurdles for Black shows.
But like on top of that too, it's like Black Lightning has been around in the DC universe. He's literally in the Justice League. He literally like runs a section of the Justice League and stuff like that. Talks with like Superman like all the time and stuff like that. But we're not going to get into that. Anyway, to answer my question about like what I'm doing for like Juneteenth, I'm wearing my Malcolm X and Martin Luther King little shirt that I got up in there, stuff like that with my outfit. So we're gonna go to a seafood boil tomorrow. I'm gonna pour some out for my ancestors. and
Appreciate
I'm gonna
that
be like
Hennessy.
some Black Jesus, baby. That's what I'm doing.
You know, that's actually a pretty perfect day. I fuck with that.
Yes.
So I think a cool Juneteenth tradition would be to just educate yourself somehow that day. I think within the realm of Black culture. So whether that's reading something new from someone, watching something new from someone, I really just think it's a day to just commemorate Blackness, you know, and celebrate it and realize that Black history is our history. So I think a book would be really nice. Ta-Nehisi Coates is something I'll probably recommend. Any of his books, like Between the World and Me. Very good. Did everybody go? Shaheen, did you go?
Nah. So I was gonna say, I also think that you should be learning on that day, like you know, just about anything Black, anything relevant to Black people, past or present. And for the actual Black people, I feel like on that day, you need to get together with your family and you need to solve any issues that you may have with them. Like for real, like nip that shit in the bud.
Yeah.
And really love and appreciate each other.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Seriously. Like once every year, that should be, you know, if you got beef with a motherfucker, that's where you solve it in a good way. You feel me? Yeah.
Right. Are you gonna take your own advice? Last time you was on the show, you were saying you wanted to rekindle something with somebody. You gonna try and do that? A friendship.
Damn, why you just hit me like that?
My bad, G. Anyway, for the audience, I'm just yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
It's okay.
Like, if I'm being completely honest with you, bro, I wish I could just say yes, but like, I don't know.
Yeah. Some shit be deep.
Yeah.
Crevasse. Wow. So this has been an episode. I'm not sure if people might fully appreciate the controversial topic, but I really hope that you all understand that we are here having these conversations because although sounding cynic in ways, we do love these people, our country. We do want to see the world a better place because we only got one. Yeah, so this has been Press Restart. We're going to do our weekly shout outs and then end out the show. So damn, this seltzer water got perfect. My bad, audience. Yes, so what's something this week that got you cheesing? Something that made your heart sing? I'm gonna go ahead and start this motherfucker right here.
Hiking. Second time.
Yeah.
The second
time was fun.
Was great. It was actually I didn't know, like, okay, look. Here's one thing y'all gotta understand about me. I used to deem a lot of things in this world as WPS, white people shit. Stuff that I never planned on doing. Skydiving, hiking, mountain climbing, all that shit. What I need to be doing that shit for? You know what I'm saying? But now that I actually done it, because I broke out of that like mind state of that closed mind state of like, oh, that's white people shit, when it's like things that any human can enjoy. You know what I'm saying? No matter your skin tone, no matter where you come from, no matter who you are, you know, you can, if it's something that you experience and you end up liking it, you'll never know if you have that closed mindset. And so the funnest thing I had this week was hiking Flatiron 3. Even though it was closed, the hard mode where we was actually going to be going up the mountain like this, it was still a great sight to see. So yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Marco.
I like to shout out like Clayton and Carl, man. It was fun hanging out with you guys. Sunday, when was that? Sunday. That was Sunday for Carl's birthday. We had a bocce. That was wonderful.
Yes, and
then we got out and got drunk last night. Well, I did.
I was drunk too. Don't worry.
So
that was the least drunk.
Press restart. I do condone getting drunk, as long as you're of age.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes even before in a safe environment, like your parents are.
That's right.
With your parents.
Right, yeah, with Cone 2 parents. Shaheen, what's your highlight this week, my boy?
I got two, bro. I got two.
Hey.
So I got a new gig. You feel me? Got a new job.
Yes.
And this is the highest paying job I've ever had. It might not sound like much, but it's $15. And to me, that shit is like, I'm finna start making some bread. You feel me? Shit.
What's up, man?
And
is it with the same people? Is it a promotion or is it a different?
Oh no. It's a different job. Yeah.
What's up, bro?
That's what's up. Congrats, man.
Yes.
I definitely appreciate it, brodies.
Yeah.
And two, my boy came over here and recorded 2 good ass verses today, bro. Like 2 good ass verses.
Yeah, you over here setting the record studio on fire, G? What happened?
No, man. I'm just playing around right now.
Okay.
Modest.
Now, Shaheen, was he rapping over something that you produced? Because I know you said you were working on beats, right?
Yeah. One was, and then the other one was something our other friend Nick produced.
Okay. That's that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Both very nice.
Mr. Ethan Winters in the studio.
Gee, I really fuck with Resident Evil Village.
I do too.
Yeah.
That's why I keep making.
Side note, yeah.
Bro, that's why I changed your name to Ethan Winters in my phone.
So good. Daniel, boy, what made you smile this week?
I guess today, got off early. I've been losing weight like crazy over these last few months. Like, last week it was like a new low, and then now a week later I'm even lower than that. So it's like that's going good. What else? And then today recording and then doing this podcast. And then also you saying that Black Panther was a perfect movie, like that's kind of crazy. The ending
disagree?
was kind of ass.
You disagree? You said you thought it was ass?
I hope so.
Wait, what? What did you
say? What'd you say?
Oh, okay. I'm back. Okay. I said
what are you trying to say about Black Panther right now?
Because it was ass?
I said the ending was ass.
Oh, the ending.
Nah, G, it set up a Black Panther 2.
Nah.
Wakanda forever.
T'Challa should have died.
Well, what they doing with Black Panther 2, I think it was a good ending.
I don't know.
Because
they froze.
They didn't officially kill Michael B. Jordan character. You know what I'm saying? He just fell over. So eventually he's going to take up the mantle in this second movie because he's already the top billed character. So that's why I think it's still a good ending, because even though they didn't predict Chadwick going away, Rip the King.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it still plays.
Right.
And them giving the technology to starting with Black communities, G, I fuck with that heavy.
Yeah, I did too.
He missed all my good reasons, y'all. Audience, see, this is what happens in the classroom.
No, wait, they didn't miss it. They got it. All they got to do is just watch the show.
I guess so, but listen, audience, this is what happens in the classroom. You talk, you drop gems, and then you have little Timmy in the background picking his nose, and then he asks, Mr. Kirk, what are we doing right now? Bitch, if you had just listened, I'm sorry, never mind. See, now we need to go. My highlight, I'm just playing. Timmy, if you listening to this, it was not personal.
You had a kid named Timmy too? Oh, no,
I ain't had no but yeah, my highlight of the week, man, it's hard. It's kind of been a good and bad week. It's been really hot in Denver, and my AC is non-existent, so I get really hot in this apartment. But Clayton being here, spending some time with the boy, getting him out in the mountains and seeing his reaction to nature,
which was great.
Yeah, it was
wholesome,
fun.
by the way.
Yeah, it was wholesome activity. He even tried to talk to girls. Adorable. Did not go well, but he tried. You know, it was great. Yeah. So if nobody else has any sign-off remarks, all of our following socials will be on display for you all. This has been another episode of Press Restart. I really appreciate the continued support. For those who have lasted this long, please consider the conversations that we've had. Don't take anything personally. None of us have tried to attack anybody with our speech today. We just are expressing ourselves.
Hopefully they get to this part.
Right, hopefully. I might cut this out, put it in the beginning.
I was attacked.
We definitely appreciate the continued support. Until next time, peace. Yeah, they did goodbye from sideways for everybody to look.
Y'all mic's muted, by the way.
Yeah, y'all mic's muted. Say bye.
God damn it. I was trying to tell you.
See, y'all had
fucking what?
What was you gonna say?
I was gonna say make sure to tell them sorry for the scuff stream.
Oh yeah. We I think people understand. You know what I'm saying? This is not our profession. We are doing this with our phones and bootleg laptops and things. So I think people get it. But yeah, I'm gonna hit and record.